Okay, I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. The Jackson County Board of Commissioners, today, July the 19th, 2022. First item of business is the approval of the agenda. I don't have any additions or any changes to the agenda. Hearing none, we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Yes.
All right, we have a motion. Is there a second? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, the ayes have it. Next is the approval of the minutes. We have minutes from our public hearing, which was for our fiscal year 2022-2023 budget, held on June 7th. Our regular meeting minutes from June 7th, our special call meeting on June 14th, and then the regular meeting at the end of June on the 21st. After having a chance to review those as distributed by the clerk, what's the pleasure of the board?
I move that we accept the minutes as presented.
Okay, I have a motion. Is there a second? Any questions or discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. Ayes have it. Administrative reports. I will mention that Don and I did attend the regional VIA board meeting. There's quite a bit of discussion held. The focus of the whole meeting was around the opioid settlement dollars that are coming to North Carolina. And I think we'll at a later date get into further detail about it as we start discussing how to expend those funds. But I can tell you this, that the consensus around the room that day was that we should find ways as a region to partner together to utilize those funds to where we can leverage more services in a better way for all of our counties and communities in this region, as opposed to trying to piecemeal and approach it from an individualistic standpoint. And I think that everybody agreed that together we could do more, because we're getting just short sums of money each year annually over the next 18 years. So there is a lot of discussion that will have to be held over the months and years to come as to how we work these arrangements out. But it was a good meeting the other day, and that was the primary focus. And Don may want to add more during his report about what was said from that perspective. Commissioner reports. Commissioner Scribner, I'll start with you. Anything today? Okay. Commissioner Jones.
Real brief. The DOT gets a lot of heat on various projects and length of time on some of the projects. But I have to say, we had a citizen that spoke to us a month or so ago regarding some potholes along the 107 up by the Glenville Lake, where you pull off and look at the lake. And I made a phone call, and in about 2 days, it was taken care of.
Yeah.
Every time I called Jonathan Willard to get something down toward Highway 107, some of the gravel roads paved, and some of the side roads and cashers, it's always been done in a timely manner. I just want to hats off to the DOT guys.
Okay, very good. Mr. Woody.
Yes, I wanted to make, well, just to acknowledge the hard work that our clerk for the board, Angie Winchester, did in helping plan the regional meeting. It turned out so nicely. We held that meeting. It was for the commissioners from districts 16 and 17, which the 17 is us, the 7 western counties, and then the other district 16 was Buncombe, Transylvania, Polk, Henderson, yeah, and Polk. Anyway, we had good attendance, and it was very nicely arranged. Angie went above and beyond. The food was excellent, and I think everyone enjoyed being in Jackson County.
Absolutely, I agree with that. I made a statement. I was pretty firm that Jackson County was the center of the universe.
Yes.
And Representative Gillespie from Macon County tried to correct me, but I still will stand with our statement that that's right. We are the center of the universe.
Yes. And I have to also give credit to Julie Donaldson and Nick Breedlove gave us some very nice souvenirs from our county that we distributed to those that attended, and they appreciated. They all wanted our nice things that say Jackson County and play on and those things. So it was very nice.
Commissioner Dees.
I'd like to
like to say something about the sad passing of Brenda Oliver Hope. We think of her as the mayor of Silva and the Silva leader, but she was leading for this county, and she did very much. She's going to be much missed, and hope all of us think about her and realize how important she was to this area.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A great leader, a trailblazer, for sure.
Yes.
And, you know, I can say, I know Mark lives in the southern end of the county, and different ones live in different areas, maybe served, but for most of our county, is served by the Silver Post Office zip. So when you identify, when you go somewhere, they say, "Where are you from?" I'm from Silva. So even though we may not be residents of the town, we're from Silva, and I think, like you said, she represents all of us. She did so on a national level.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Adams, County Manager.
No report today, sir.
Okay. Any informal comments by the public? Anyone here is? Anyone that signed up online? Okay. All right, we'll move on then to our consent agenda, which is item 1, the tax collection refund reports for June 2022. Recognize our tax collector, Ms. Brandy Henson.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The 2021 taxes collected for the month of June were $76,720. The delinquent taxes collected were $40,747. The total deposited for the month was $165,738.10. And also for the month of June, there were overpayment refunds of $1,236.85 and releases of $611.88. And the tax collection rate for the year is 98.94%, which is up 0.16% from last year.
That's excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, you've heard this report. What's the pleasure of the board concerning this consent agenda?
I move we accept the report.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any question or discussion? Hearing none, then Madam Clerk, if you call the roll.
Commissioner Stribling?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Woody?
Yes.
Commissioner Deeds?
Yes.
Chairman McMahon?
Yes, motion carries.
Chairman, I have a question for Mrs. Fox.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Ms. Fox, the last sales tax report we got from the state, you recall what that percent was hopefully over last year? And if you don't, that's all right.
It was around 14%, I think.
That's what I remember. 14
Thank
something.
you.
Next is our new business, and we'll look at item 2, which is the County Tax Services Contract Amendment. Recognize Ms. Ash, our tax administrator.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is just a small amendment to a contract that you guys had voted on in 2020. And basically, a lot of the counties were asking for them to set a flat fee amount for businesses that had never been listed before. Previously, they'd have to go through the entire audit process, come up with a value, and then they would associate it with a fee. But now, to help with budgeting for counties, they just went ahead and set a flat rate fee for that. And that's really the only change that this covers. It's just got to be approved by the board.
Okay. We've heard the request concerning this tax service contract amendment. What's the pleasure of the board?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, have a motion to approve. Is there a second? Second. Any question or discussion? Hearing none, then, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Deeds?
Yes.
Commissioner Woody?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling?
Yes.
Chairman McMahon?
Yes, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
1 minute, please.
Yes.
I'd like to say this before you leave. I talked to a couple of, well, everybody's important, but a couple of people this week that were so gracious about how good a job you're doing. And so I wanted you to know that people see what you're doing and they tell us about it, but I just think it has to be good that people realize you're doing a good job. And even more than that, they talked about how hard you work. So thank you.
Well, thank you. It's good to hear. Usually we get the opposite.
Yeah, you are. You already got a raise now.
Yeah. Okay, I appreciate it. I'll just hold on tight to it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tabitha.
Absolutely. Next is item 3, North Carolina 107 Business Relocation Grant Program, and Tiffany Henry, our Economic Development Director, is here to recap this that we talked about in our work session. Ms. Henry?
Good afternoon. Thank you guys for having me and having this on the agenda. Just a reminder, last week we talked about this. This is an opportunity for us to support the businesses that will be relocated and impacted by the R5600 road widening project down 107 business corridor. And so I think, do they have this? Okay, so we, along with Heather and Angie, we've put together a contract, should it be the desire of the board to move forward with this grant program that would be administered through the Jackson County Chamber of Commerce.
Any questions? What would be the pleasure of the board concerning the approval of this grant program?
I move that we approve this opportunity and grant program.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or comments? When will this be effective?
So we have the contract. I think we thought it might go into effect on July 20th, as early as tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll have it good for a 2-year period. And that'll give us time to make sure that we've identified all of those impacted businesses.
Now, how are you reaching out to the affected businesses so that they'll know this is available?
The chamber will reach out to all of them. So they'll be provided with a list of the businesses that will be relocated or have already, and they will be reaching out to them one-on-one and making sure that they have the application and the information.
And I think you told us that this was available whether they were chamber members or not.
Correct. Okay. Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's critical.
Yes.
Other questions or comments? Okay, hearing none then, Madam Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Woody,
Yes.
Commissioner Deep,
Yes.
Chairman McMahon.
Yes, motion carries. Next is item 4. This is the offer to purchase from the Humphreys with resolution R22-14. Ms. Baker, is you going to present this one?
Yes, so this is a new offer on two of the lots remaining. So, there we go. The offer is for $9,000, $4,500 per lot for 2 lots, and it's these 2 Bear Pen lots in orange, 45 and 48. It's been a while since we've had any of the offers from Bear Pen. We had several of those lots available, but those sold some time ago, and there was a few remaining, and so these are 2 of those that have been remaining, and I've got the lots marked here with the blue dots. They're close to each other. I tried to get this map here. It shows you up here where the lots are, and Colway Mountain Road is right here, just to give you an idea of where that is. This is off of the Casper side of Colway Mountain Road. And then I do have the tax cards here. That shows you, and I can't see it from here, Commissioner Jones, but hopefully you can see it on your screen with the assessed value on 12, yes, on that one and on the other one as well. And then the resolution, if you should choose to approve these, it will go through the upset bid process. And I can answer any questions.
Any questions? Hearing none, is there interest in moving forward with this offer to purchase and to start the process, accept the offer, and move forward with the upset bid? Then someone I'll entertain a motion to do so if someone wants to put forward one.
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none then, Madam Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Deeds,
Yes.
Commissioner Woody,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Chairman McMahon.
Yes, motion carries. Next is item 5, the request to publish notice for the Center for Domestic Peace, the lease.
Yes, and this is the lease that you discussed in work session. Now that Center for Domestic Peace has taken over all of the space there where Reach and Macon County previously occupied, they are asking for a new lease. This one would begin October 1st because there is 30 days published notice required, and then give you time to actually vote on it after that notice is out. So if approved, this would begin October 1st and go for a term of 3 years and 9 months to get it back, ending on a June 30th date. And I think you've seen this lease before. It's a nonprofit lease we've used in the past, but I'm glad to answer any questions on it. And so what we're looking for today, if you want to move forward, is just authorization to publish the 30 days, the notice in the paper, 30 days notice. It just has to be published once, but then give 30 days to have input from the public if there is any, and have it come back on a September agenda to be heard at that time.
Okay. Everybody understand that? Today, we're just going to be voting to authorize the publication of this lease arrangement. Would someone like to make a motion to do so?
I move we authorize the lease.
Okay. I have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none then, Madam Clerk, if you'd call the roll, please.
Commissioner Stribling,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Woody,
Yes.
Commissioner Deeds,
Yes.
Chairman McMahon.
Yes, motion carries. Next is item 6, the domestic violence shelter contract, architect contract. We'll recognize Mr. Adams who'll highlight the contract.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, if the board doesn't mind, what I would like to do for the board's information and, well, I am not seeing, there it is. I tried to show this at the last meeting and was not able to share my screen with the board. What you do have in front of you is a proposed contract with Clark Nixon to move forward with the design, construction document design, bidding, and the actual construction of our proposed new 7,000 square foot domestic violence shelter. What I wanted to provide to the board, just a reminder to everybody, ultimately, just a reminder what the proposed location is this is behind Cookout here. This is Plum Street, 107. Currently, right now, we do have Mountain Projects. The board has voted to donate property to go towards this program, which would be approximately this location right here. Again, I'll go to the next file. And as you can see, the overlay that we have there, we do have a proposed 7,000 square foot facility, additional parking, and then obviously we'll have this property fenced in because of its operations itself. And plus, we still need to work with Mountain Projects itself to ensure that they have proper access to their own facilities and parking itself. Just a reminder to the board too, the proposed what you do have shown here is the proposed construction itself. It's around $4 million. I can't see it myself. I believe that's $98,000.
Yes. $4,098,994.
Yes, sir. Included in that, just a reminder to everybody, the board Jackson County did receive a Dogwood grant to help assist in the funding of this project. And you can see in there that we do have a budget set in there for architectural and other engineering services itself. Jump into the next. Just went ahead and provided information that we did receive a grant from Dogwood to help pay for 50% of the cost. And the reminder to the board, the budget itself is $4,223,995, in which $2,111,997.50. We do have this podium on order, by the way. We're checking on it again, but it is just.
It took me going to the podium to stand.
Yeah. Ultimately, as you see, we are looking to utilize county funds, which was basically utilizing the savings that we received from ARPA to help pay for this, and then the $2 million grant that's from Dogwood itself. And just going through, what you do have included in your packets is you do have the summary from Clark Nixon. Clark Nixon has estimated construction costs of about $3.5 million, and the proposed contract itself is in the amount of $330,000, which I believe should be listed right here under compensation, along with the timeline. What the board is actually voting on is the AIA document, which is also included in your packets, which is right here, which authorizes us to proceed forward with this contract and proceed forward with the initial design of the facility itself. So, Mr. Chairman, just a reminder to the board, this is something that's been going on for a while. The county did go out to a request for qualifications process, and Clark Nixon was the architectural firm selected to move forward with the project.
Okay. I think if you could go back to that very first attachment you showed, I believe it was the one that showed the aerial. Commissioner Woody had a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I know Mountain Projects used the one below that parking lot. What's to the far right? Those two. I forgot what those were.
What are those?
That was the original transitional housing that Reach of Jackson County initiated. Mountain Projects now owns that and operates it as housing, and they do try and serve the same population. So that is how there's apartments. They're nice apartments.
Okay.
Could it be transitional from this other facility at some point too?
At some point, I mean, it's it's in Mountain Projects housing inventory, so they can.
It's transitional for those who have completed their program or.
Originally, it was that way, and Mountain Projects has it now as part of their housing inventory, but they do try and serve the population that it was originally intended for.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Other questions about the process or what's being requested today with this contract? Do we have a motion to approve the architectural contract? Mr. Adams, you have something else?
No, sir.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve the architectural contract?
So move.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or discussion? Hearing none then, Madam Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Deeds? Commissioner Woody?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling?
Yes.
Chairman McMahon?
Yes, motion carries. Item 7 is the opportunity to select a commissioner to serve as our voting delegate at the North Carolina Association of County Commissioners Annual Conference, which is going to be coming up in August. This year's annual conference is in Cabarrus County. And so the annual meeting is usually held, the voting part, on Saturday morning. So that's August 13th at 2 p.m. Each county is entitled one vote. And so at this time, the floor would be open for recommendations, nomination to choose one of us to go.
I would like to submit Chairman McMahon's name. Yeah.
Now, I would like to submit your name. You beat me to the punch. Anybody?
I thought you were going.
I'm going to try to go.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to try to go,
Okay.
but with my mother's health and everything that's going on, I wouldn't want to commit to it.
Yeah. I am planning to go.
Does anybody else want to go?
If I'm gonna be able to.
No.
During football season.
It will just have started. No.
Well, Commissioner Woody, I would put forward a motion to appoint Commissioner Woody as our official delegate to vote on behalf of this board. Is there a second? Any other question or comment? Madam Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Stribling?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Woody?
Yes.
Commissioner Deeds?
Yes.
Chairman McMahon.
Yes, motion carries. And if you do get to go, it is a great opportunity to, yeah, you don't have to be the voting delegate. You can, anybody can go. They have some great workshops. I've been to many of these over the years.
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, and it's a great opportunity to get in on some continuing education and to learn about some of the latest changes in the law and hear what's happening in other communities. And they have some great speakers, and it's a good event. So if you can get a chance to go, I would encourage you to go.
And if you wish to go, just reach out to Angie, and Angie will help register.
Next is our old business, item 8, which is the final offer for Lot 13, Triple C, Lot E, Big Ridge, Lot 16A and 44A, Hampton Springs. So I'll let Ms. Baker guide us through these final offers. And
Hey, what thanks Mr. Adams?
okay, go right ahead.
I know he's having a problem reading some of those $1 million numbers. Is he having the same problem when he's putting the budget together? Tell what we are.
I'm able to get it this place.
That's a good question, Commissioner Deets.
Okay, so on these, we have several of these lots that have now been through the upset bid process. In order to finalize them, I need your approval of the final offers. So the first one was this Lot 13 Triple C Investments. The original offer on it was $1,500 that you accepted, and the final bid that received no upset bids was $5,000. So that was good. It went from $1,500 to $5,000. The next one is Lot E in Big Ridge. It started at $1,625 was the initial offer you accepted, and this was for $8,000. So it did well also. And then the two final ones, they're separate, but it ended up going to the same person. And that is Lot 16A and Lot 44A of Hampton Springs. They both started out at $1,200, and one ended up at $1,500 and the other at $1,700. And I think one motion for all four, unless there is a question we need to separate them, would be sufficient to approve
Anyone
those.
have a need to separate any of these out? All right. Hearing none then, one motion can approve all these final offers if someone would like to put forward one.
I move that we accept the offers that have been through the upset bid process.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none then, Madam Clerk, if you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Deeds?
Yes.
Commissioner Woody?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling?
Yes.
Chairman McMahon?
Yes, motion carries. Next is our legislative portion, and we do have one item, a resolution. This will be an order of collection, R22-15. It's a standard resolution that we usually take up every time around this time of the year. So I recognize Ms. Henson once again, our tax collector.
Yes, this is just the yearly resolution that we have to adopt each year that allows me as the tax collector to collect the taxes and levy and sell any property for the upcoming year.
Questions about the resolution? Does someone put forward a motion to approve it?
So be it.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Any other question or comment? Not, Madam Clerk, if you'd call the roll, please.
Commissioner Stribling?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Woody?
Yes.
Commissioner Deeds?
Yes.
Chairman McMahon?
Yes, motion carries. Thank you, Ms. Henson. We have one item under the appointment section, and that is item 10, the Health Board, the Jackson County Department of Public Health, and their Board of Directors, members of the Board of Health. And you'll see a letter here from our Health Director, Ms. Caraway, stating that all members, with the exception of Louisa McMahon, my wife, has agreed to serve another 3-year term on the board. And I think they'll have a recommendation for that at-large position coming forward at a future meeting. So what's the pleasure of this board concerning these appointments? Be all the appointments with the exception of at-large seat number 3.
Make a motion to approve this list for the Board of Health.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments?
I would just like to say that this board reflects a lot of diversity of expertise. We have a ophthalmologist and a pharmacist and a doctor, a nurse, a veterinarian, and in just some of the ways that they have had input during COVID was very helpful. So I appreciate their willingness to serve again. An engineer, I mean, I could go down the whole list, but it is a great representation of health needs in our community.
And these appointments for these various positions, specialties, are required by statute. That's why we have each
Yes.
one of those, just to clarify.
Yes.
And then the at-large are just citizens from the county to help make sure that we give opportunity to others as well. So,
I agree with Commissioner Woody. I spent about 10 years on that board and worked with about half of these individuals that we approved, going to approve today. So it is everything that Commissioner Woody said.
other comments or questions? If not, then Madam Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Commissioner Deeds? Commissioner Woody?
Yes.
Commissioner Jones?
Yes.
Commissioner Stribling?
Yes.
Chairman McMahon?
Yes, motion carries. Press conference, is there anyone online? Okay. And I don't see any member of the press corps here, I don't think. Are you with the press corps? No, oh, making sure. What about you, sir, in the red shirt? Okay, no, we don't want you to talk. Okay, Commissioner Deeds.
Mr. Chairman, we got a very important person here today we need to recognize.
Okay, please do so.
That's Ms. Scott with Region A,
Okay,
and I'll let her introduce her friend, but she wanted to come by and just, I think, I'll let you do the speaking. Go ahead.
We're just here Millie Smith is our new project manager at the Southwestern Commission. We're taking her around, letting her meet folks who do this important work in our region. We were in Graham County earlier. We thought we could make it here in time to say hi to you folks and listen to the work that you're doing. So thanks for having us.
Millie Smith?
Millie Smith.
Okay, well, thank you, Becca. Nice to meet you, Millie. Yeah, and please stick, we're getting ready to adjourn. Please give us an opportunity to meet you in person and say hello. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you for recognizing that. Any need for closed session? Okay, hallelujah. We have a motion to adjourn.
I do have one question.
Uh-oh.
Just real quick. I'm curious about, and I think someone asked me about this, but I don't know. When Bogarts or one of these buildings is flattened and they're hauling off the remains, where does that go?
Well, I mean, it can come to our C&D landfill. It can come to our transfer station. If they choose to haul it to our transfer station. They
Okay,
do have to go through a demolition process in which they get
Yes.
a permit from Tony's office.
Yes.
And going through that process is what ensures that hazardous material, if there was any to be dealt with, has been dealt with.
okay,
And then ultimately, we do not accept hazardous material. We accept landfillable material that goes through our transfer station.
okay. Thank you.
And you notice what they'll do is they'll separate the wood
Yes, I
from the
noticed that.
concrete to,
Yeah.
so, because the concrete and stuff, they can take that to someplace and get it crushed up and use it again.
Recycled
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
sense. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great to know.
That's Mr. Randy Kinsler that's doing all that.
Uh-huh, yep.
Which is our contractor. Which I think a lot of it, when he loads it up, somebody just goes right on to Georgia with it. And
Well, that's
he
good to know.
separates it, and he's got a metal place up there, so
Yep.
boy, he's doing a good job.
Yeah, and they leave it neat. I appreciate that. You know, that's nice for our community.
Now they moved to the across from Cody's
Yes.
hotspot now.
The old,
That building's gone.
that used to be Cash Clark Motors. I had my Volkswagen fixed there in 1974.
When I was 10.
There you go.
I wasn't even born.
You were not born. I had my little yellow Volkswagen. I drove around.
All right, motion to adjourn.
So be it.
All right, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.